Howdy folks, Todd here with Great Escape Farms. Today we are talking about Aronia berry. We are going to talk about it, where to grow it, how to grow it, the different seasons. We're going to talk about a couple different varieties. We're going to harvest this and we are going to talk about how to preserve it, a couple different ways to do that. So this in front of me is a Viking Aronia. Beautiful green leaves on it and lots of berries. But before the berries, in the spring, it has just clusters of beautiful white flowers. So each berry here has a white flower on it. So you can just imagine in the springtime, tons and tons of flowers on it. And then as the summer goes along, it has greenish berries, which turn to a dark blue or black color when it ripens. And if you notice my hands here, I've been out picking it. It does stain your hands a little bit. So I've washed it with soap several different times. I have not done anything with this particular bush yet. I am going to do it in a moment. But I did harvest from another plant, and the way I harvest is you can, if you come in and you just pinch right here, you got the entire berry set that comes off. You could do this and then pull the berries off of the stems here, or you can just kind of, the way I do it with blueberries is kind of roll it off of the stem. So whichever way works best for you. And as you can see, there is a lot of fruit here. Let me wander on down and show you a bush that I just pulled all of the berries off of. This is an Aronia right here, and I pulled all the berries off, and you can see there's still a couple in here. And on the other one, I'll leave more, but I was I saw see an entire cluster down there that I missed, and I ended up with over 10 pounds of fruit from this one bush, and I have several of these throughout. They are self-fertile and just produce an amazing amount of fruit. So I'm very happy with it. You'll notice this does have a little bit of discoloration on the leaves, and we are stressing a little bit because we're in such a bad drought this year. There are 3 different varieties that we have on property here. We have Viking, which this one is, as well as the last one that you saw. We also have Nero and ERO, and that one is a little bit smaller. I don't have a lot of fruit on that one yet. That was actually bred in the former Soviet Union. And then the other variety is McKenzie, and McKenzie is said to be sweeter than Viking and Nero. I find them to be about very similar. So the fruit itself is rather astringent. It's quite astringent until it's fully ripe. So you want to wait until it is quite dark and not any purple or anything else. You want definitely a blackish color to it, or a very deep blue or purple to it. And then you get a little bit of a fruity flavor and not quite so much of the astringency. It is very high in antioxidants. The named varieties, the cultivars I was just talking about, they have higher anthocyanins and polyphenol content than the wild variety. So if you're going for any health benefits or anything, you definitely want the named varieties. So I have grown these in sand, and I have grown them in, this is clay right here. I mixed in with grass and everything. I have had them mulched heavily and watered, and native to the United States, they are very hardy. In this area, we unfortunately oftentimes get drought around here. So the scientific or the botanical name is Aronia melancarpa is one of the names. So it's rather confusing online. You'll find nurseries and websites that call it Aronia melancarpa. That's the only thing I ever knew it as. But right now there is another name, Aronia mitsushirini. And that is generally for the blue fruit. And to me, this is black, but some sites say that Viking and Nero are the blue, and others say that it is the black. Okay, I'll move back to the other one here just to give you a little bit, since I'm talking about the fruit here, just give you a little close up on the fruit here. And I have to say that this is black to me. Color on my fingers is kind of purple, but it definitely looks black to me. By the way, I have a wineberry that's growing in here, which I need to yank out Anyhow, let me not digress too much here. So they grow in clay, they grow in sand, they can tolerate drought. They prefer a little more water than what they've been getting this year. They will grow to mine that I had in Maryland that was growing in sand grew to 7 or 8 foot tall. This one is about 6 foot tall, maybe a little bit over 6 foot. And you can easily prune it back. They take well to pruning. As far as propagation, I just take cuttings. So the new wood, I put it in and do softwood cuttings with a mist irrigation system, and they do very, very well with that. Both the McKenzie and the Viking do. The Nero, I don't have that much experience propagating. I only have one of those, and it's kind of small. So I haven't really been trying to do that one yet. From the tree that you just saw, I have this pillow here blocking the sun. And we got all of this fruit plus what's in the bag here. And we're gonna measure that. So the bowl that it is in is a couple of ounces. Okay, we're on the scale and we have 12.6, so 12 and a half pounds of fruit from one bush here. That's a lot of fruit for a Now we are going to clean them up. So we have the 12 and a half pounds of Aronia here. We will wash them, not all at once, but we'll take a certain amount. We'll wash them. We will get as much water off as we can with the colander. Then we'll dry them with the towel here. We have a brown towel because it will stain, but I don't care if it stains brown, and run it through the wash, and then it won't be getting on us anymore. So brown towel here, and then we will process them. So processing will be either dehydrating, and these are dehydrated from last year and they shrivel up like little raisins, and if memory serves me correct, I think it was 48 hours that we had to dehydrate them, and they taste a little more fruity and a little less astringent this way. Or we can put them in a bag and we can freeze them and just put the name and the date on it, freeze them, and then they don't stick together if you dry them good enough, and you pull them out and use them as you want. So I use about a half a cup to a cup in kombucha that I mix with other fruit, and this works best for me. So that's what I'm going to be doing this year, is freezing a whole bunch of Aronia. And this is what we ended up with. 4-gallon bags in a little bit over 12 and a half pounds. I did have a little bit from another bush, but for the most part, this is 12 and a half pounds from one bush. So a lot going on here. Anyhow, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day.